everybody. Welcome to Action-PSJ's annual meeting.
Hear me? Debbie?
I can hear you. Galina?
Just a second. So yeah, Ella asks you to, you muted Ella, so could you please unmute her? She will explain our guests, so what to do with all this technology.
That should be all set. That's all set now.
Excellent.
Okay.
So we're just going to take, so thank you all for being here. I just want to explain before we get into the meeting, I just want to take a minute to explain the interpretation. There should be, and Shauna, please jump in if I'm explaining this incorrectly. There should be an interpretation button at the bottom of your screen. And for English, you want to press the English room. And then you also want to click on the mute original sound. If you don't click on the mute original sound, you'll hear both languages at the same time. And Ella, if you want to explain, is there anything else? If opposite of that in the Russian room, if you.
So I mean, on the bottom on the bar, so we see the little globe, yeah. So. And there you can choose English or Russian. Please choose Russian. And please mute the original sound. So then you will listen to the translation and you will not be confused by the background voices.
Great. If you have any questions about the sound or if you need help, please just put a note in the chat and somebody will stop and we'll try to help. We've been doing this for a while, but it's still a little tricky doing the interpretation. So I appreciate everybody's patience. Is everybody good? Can everybody hear?
Yep.
It seems that a few people might not be able to have heard yet. So I'm going to also put the instructions in English in the chat if somebody wants to translate it over for others.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you, Shauna. So thank you everybody for being here. You know, I just want to acknowledge from the beginning, we usually do our annual meeting in either late September or sometime in October. This year, our meeting was scheduled for October, and unfortunately, October 7th happened. And at that moment, the board felt that we should pause the annual meeting for a little bit, and we did. And then we have now rescheduled for today, and I appreciate you all taking the time and the focus to be with us and to focus again the attention on action and on Ukraine and on the work that and on the important work that we're doing. So I cannot express enough gratitude for you all to be here today. We have a pretty tight agenda, and we have a little bit. We're going to start with a short business meeting at our annual meeting. We really do two things. The board votes on a slate, which we will do in a minute, and we present the approved budget for the year, which we will also do in a minute. So in order to get things going, I am very honored to introduce our very supportive, our fearless president, Barbara Karchmer, who is going to call the meeting officially to order.
Hi, everyone. On this, I guess, snowy day, depending where you are, there's a rain snow line, but anyway, we have lots of snow outside my window. And I think the first order of business is actually the financial report from Bob Gordon, who is not probably have any snow outside his window since he's in Costa Rica.
No, it doesn't. snow here in Costa Rica. Actually, we're going to switch it a little. I think Debbie is going to report, and then I'll make some comments.
Okay.
Do you want to do that now then, Debbie?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
do that now. Shauna, can you share the, share this, yeah. So at the beginning in June, when we were putting together our budget for our 24 fiscal year, we were optimistic in the sense that we had been working now in the war for a year and a half. We had a number of innovative programs that we were hoping to roll out and pilot. The telehealth program that you're going to hear about in a little bit, and our art therapy program. We had hoped to expand a little bit on the stipends and the humanitarian aid that we had been sending. The need was steady and growing, and we were hopeful that we could expand our support base and our philanthropic donations to support the work that we were doing. And so the board approved a fairly robust budget to reflect these things. And it was based on the past few years of a trajectory of increased successful fundraising and successful support, really in gratitude to many of you on the Zoom today, and many others who have invested in the work of Action and have been very committed to helping and wanting to see some impact in the work that we're doing in Ukraine. And so this was the budget that had been approved for this fiscal year. And as Shauna, can you move to the next screen? So as you can see, we were hoping to have, even with this robust budget, it's considered fairly small for a small but mighty nonprofit. We were hoping to have a total income of a little over 400,000. About half of that goes directly to Ukraine, and about half of that goes for expenses and education and programming that we do here in the States. And we were looking at a deficit of about $8,000, which is, around what we felt we could manage. That included using a little bit of about $75,000 from our endowment and an SBA COVID loan that we had received from the government. For note purposes, the past couple of years, the board has approved a little bit of money from the endowment fund for the budget, but we have not been needing to use it. It's been approved to use, but we haven't needed to use it. However, I will say since October 7th, we have not been able to do the robust fundraising that we had anticipated doing this year. And although we've held steady in our fundraising, we have not been able to increase the philanthropic donations to the level that we were hoping to be able to do. And as it stands right now, it looks like in the next 6 months, the board is going to need to make some decisions, and we probably will need to look at making some adjustments to the budget of close to 30% across the board. Hopefully we'll be able to do a little bit more direct fundraising in February, March. But as many of you know, if anybody that works in the Jewish world, a lot of focus, a lot of energy, a lot of resources is going right now to Israel. and you know, we want to be respectful of that, and at the same time, we have a lot of, there is a war still going on in Ukraine, and there's a lot of need, and there's a lot of ways that we can still be incredibly impactful as we move forward into now what will be the third year of war in Ukraine. Bob, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I think Debbie pretty much said it, possibly a 30% cutback in the budget. However, there are some other alternatives that may occur. One, a request has gone into CJP's emergency Ukraine fund, and they may cover a portion, possibly a good portion of that. Depending on how the board receives cutbacks, they may decide to dig a little further into the SBA loan, realizing that it is a loan, it does have to be paid back over many years. So we had a pretty good Hanukkah season, December season, end of year season, and we're viable, but we have to do a little sharpening of our pencils. That's my comments.
Thank you, Bob. And again, I want to thank everybody on the Zoom, and everybody who has supported Action. You'll hear in my report in a little bit that we have a new operating system for Action, a back-end operating system for Action, and we're able to understand our donors a little bit better. And one of the things that I have learned is we have donors who have supported Action since the beginning of Action, and we're going to be celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. And so I'm incredibly grateful for our long-standing donors. I'm incredibly grateful for our new donors, and I'm just incredibly grateful for all of you who have supported us through this incredibly difficult time. All of your philanthropic support matters, and it all pulls together to allow us to do this incredible work that you're going to hear about today. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for letting us do the work that you're going to hear more about. Barbara, do you want to?
Yes, I think now, thank you, Debbie and Bob. And now we're going to get to what is the main business part of the annual meeting, and that is the election of the directors. 3 of whom are new, and 1 who is a continuing board member, and they're I think they're listed right there on the screen. There is an additional name. I think Dewey, you should also be on the. There it is. Okay. So first, we have to do them as 2 separate votes, and my understanding is there will be a. I think only the actual current board members can vote, and there will be a poll, a way of doing it online. Does that understand correctly? So before we go any further, though, I do want to thank the nominating committee, because they put a tremendous amount of work, and that's Tanya Goldman, Barbara Anatolov, and Boris Katz. And it was a really very a robust process. I believe CJP's volunteer network was helpful in giving some ideas of those who might be interested in being part of our board. So let's deal with that first, the directors, and we need to have that vote. Do I understand there'll be a something put on the screen. I'm not quite sure how this works, so
Yeah.
you have to
Hi,
explain.
Barbara. Hi, Barbara. It's Shauna. So
Okay.
there is a poll set up. However, Zoom is disappointed that Debbie and I are both logged in on Debbie's account, and it does not want to launch the poll right now. So a couple of alternative ideas is I can have everybody put their hand up visually, and we can take a picture of it, and we'll have their name. We can have people do it in the chat, or I can see if Debbie can log out as herself and log back in as somebody else. I did not know that Zoom would not be happy that Debbie and I were doubling up on each other.
And needless to say,
So my
I didn't know
apologies.
about any of it.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I wonder if the show of hands might not be the easiest, since we're kind of used to doing that, but it's whatever you suggest. And
So really it's about your bylaws, right? Like, do you need to see their faces and their names, or can you let them put their answers in the chat? Question 1, answer everything, whichever one you think is easiest.
well, I think the names are generally on the
Yep.
on the screen, and that would probably take care of it with a show of hands.
Okay, so let me highlight everybody that's on the board that's here, and then you can take care of that. So just if you want to give me a second.
So while you're doing that, Shauna, I'll just say that I just want to also say a thank you to Bob Gordon and Barbara Anatolov, who have served as Bob has served as treasurer, and Barbara Anatolov has served as clerk as as officers for many years. I don't know how many years, but for a number of years. And they're both on as board members, but they're stepping off as officers, and we will have new officers in those positions this year. So I'm very grateful to both of them for their work, and I'm excited to work with a new officers and a new executive committee moving forward. And the nice thing about doing it this way is everybody who is joining us on Zoom gets to see the action board. This is the work and the heart behind the organization.
So I think we're ready now to take the vote. All those in favor of the.
Wait, I think we're missing Melinda.
I don't think she's on unless she's in and under a different name.
And we're missing Carol.
I asked her to start her video. In order for her to be on there, she has to start her video.
I don't think she can. She just chatted and said that there was something wrong with her video and she can't start the video.
Okay, so maybe she can put her vote in the chat since I can't show her visually. And do you want to just make sure Melinda isn't in under somebody else? Oh, is that her? There she is. She just has. I see it.
She's on Miss Harrison.
Yes.
And we have Tanya. We have Mila.
I can yeah, I'm limited to 9. So if we want to vote here, and then I can put Melinda up, or she can put it in the chat.
All right, so shall we do this with a show of hands? Those in favor of the slate as proposed just a few minutes ago, please raise your hand so we can count and take a picture.
Melinda says she approves. We need Carol and we need Barbara Anatolov because we can't see Barbara.
So if Barbara Anatolov and Melinda wrote, and if Carol wants to write it in the chat, then you'll have it for that one. And I got the picture, so I'll send that to UW later for your records.
All right, thank you. And so now let's move on to the second vote that we need to take, and that is for the officers. As I want to thank again also Bob and Barbara Anatolov for serving as officers. They're stepping down, and so I will remain as the president, Carol as vice president, Carol Klingen, Sergey Brody as treasurer, and Tanya Goldwyn as clerk. So now we need to take another vote to approve the officers. Please raise your hand again. All the board members.
Is there anybody that should not be voting? I think that somebody doesn't have their hand raised.
Sergey, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Got it. Awesome. Thanks. All right. I got that second vote. Melinda has put in the chat and approved both of them. So it's Barbara A, because we can't see you. So if you raised your hand, if you could just put that in the chat, and if Carol can put her approval in the chat. And my apologies for Zoom not wanting us to use that really special poll I made.
Okay. All right. I think we're all set with the main business of the annual meeting. And now I believe Debbie wants to give us a review of and an update of what's going on in Ukraine. And Ella actually will be contributing.
Right, so I am going to do a quick highlight, a high view overview of what's happening in Action for the year, and then Ella's going to do a deeper dive into what's going on in Ukraine. Yes, thank you, Shauna. So I wanted to start with a special initiative that I've been working on for a little bit of while, this past year, a little longer than this past year, called the Soviet Jewry Movement Archives Project. Action had moved their offices a little over a year ago, and we donated a bunch of a lot of our archival files to the Weiner Heritage Center in Boston. And Bob Gordon, who is a board member here, had started an organization called the Soviet Jewry Movement Archives Project to save and capture the grassroots Soviet Jewry movement's history. And the idea was to create a website that aggregated all of the archives and all of the historical documents of the grassroots Soviet Jewry movement, which Action had been a part of, into one website that people could research, learn from, and ensure that this history really gets saved, not only gets saved, but that people learn about it, and the next generations, it gets carried on into the next generations, and that it's not forgotten, and that we get to carry it forward with us. And so I've been part of that board, and I'm excited to say that the website was launched this year. And in a follow-up email to everybody on the call today, I will share the link to that website. And it's really exciting, and I'm glad that Action and the Weiner Center we were part of the first bunch of archival material that was piloted into the archive collection that is on this website. So this is really, really exciting, and it's very innovative, and it's really a thrill to be a part of that. The other exciting thing that happened together is the bylaws was updated this year, thanks to the amazing work led by Melinda Harrison and a committee of board members. With that, we have a little bit of a sharper organizational system for the organization. That has led us to have an executive committee that meets regularly, and this amazing nominating committee and development committee. With that, we now have new board members. And so I'm excited to welcome our new board members on board. You're going to hear about our telehealth pilot that we launched that has been successful beyond belief. We just started a new art therapy project that Ella will also share a little bit about. I am beyond, I don't even know the right word to say, but I am beyond claflempt to share that we reactivated warm houses this year. They were closed when COVID started. We had to stop doing them because of the health and safety risks around COVID. And then we were not able to start them again because with the war, people were afraid to leave their own homes for too long. But we just started warm houses actually in the two of the three communities that we serve that are under Russian occupation. Let me say that again, 2 of the 3 communities that are under Russian occupation. And the reason why we were able to start them in those communities is because they are under Russian occupation, they are not subject to the missile attacks that the rest of Ukraine right now is being subject to. So there is a bit of a safety for people to gather together. The need to gather together is so much higher. The isolation, the lack of Jewish connection is so great. There is no more Hesed programs. There is no more, there's no congregations happening. There's no organized Jewish life happening. So this was really for many the first. We did it for Hanukkah. They lit menorahs. It was really the first connecting Jewishly since the beginning of the war, and it was moving. And now we're going to be supporting warm houses in these 2 communities over Jewish holidays over the next at least 6 months. We were able to ship over 35 tons of aid to our 15 communities and our 10 partner organizations in Ukraine. More than 240 individuals received stipends throughout the year on a regular basis. We coordinated with 24 partner organizations here in the US to collect humanitarian aid to be able to send to Ukraine, which was pretty amazing. And some of you on this call was incredibly instrumental in organizing and getting that aid gathered and shipped. We established our NGO, a non-for-profit in Ukraine. So we have Action for Ukraine, which is a nonprofit based in Dnipro, which Ella is the director of now, which works in partnership with Action for post-Soviet Jewry. And what that allows us to do, and Ella will show a little bit more about it, is we have a bank account. We can filter money, transfer money through. We can provide stipends in a more transparent way. We can actually establish contracts and partnerships with organizations in Ukraine, like the Jewish Medical Center, so that we can provide the telehealth services. It provides us with the ability to do more and have a greater impact. It took a long time to get that done, but it's really amazing that we have that. And lastly, just recently, we rolled out a new website, which I think tells our story in a more impactful way. And the last page of the website is going to be coming up in the next week or so, which is an education and resource page. And so I hope you all have had a chance to take a look at our new website. It has an amazing amount of information on it, including if you go to the Action for Ukraine page for our NGO in Ukraine, it lists all of our communities. It talks about our coordinators. It has just really a real depth of information about who we are, where we work, what we're doing, and a little bit about our history. Along with that, along with the front end, which is what you see the website, we have a whole new back end that we're just now starting to really roll out. And I mentioned that a little bit when I was talking about the budget. But the back end is a whole new database, a whole new email system, a whole new way of being able to send out acknowledgement letters and such. And I'm really excited that we'll be able to be better able to give you more acknowledgement and be able to better understand our donors and understand the philanthropic end of the work that Action does. And so with that, I want to turn us over to Ella, who's going to share a little more about what's happening really in the heart of what we do in Ukraine. And before I do that, I just want to say, I am just so blessed to work with Ella. I can't even believe that that I had. I was telling Shauna, she asked me if I ever met Ella, and I had this incredible opportunity in 2019 to take a second trip to Ukraine when I first started at Action, and I happened to meet Ella during that trip, and little did I know that that we would end up working together, that COVID would happen, that a war would happen. And I am just, she is a force unto herself. And we could not do what we have been able to do in Ukraine without Ella. Everything that happens, from the NGO, from the stipends, from all of the aid that gets distributed, from her identifying what the need is, from the telehealth launch, everything is filtered through Ella, and she is a one woman. I don't even know I don't even know the words to say it, but I'm incredibly grateful for Ella. So it's all you, Ella.
Debbie, thank you so much. I'm really impressed. So it's just well, the fact that you appreciate my work, so is so precious for me, so valuable. So because we do think that it is so important to help our elderly people, especially nowadays, yes, so during this full-scale war of Russia and Ukraine, and all civilians suffer from it. But especially those elderly people who are really insecure. So these are people over their 70s, yeah, who are 70 and more. So their pensions are really low, and they have all kinds of chronic diseases, the full pack of chronic diseases, and their grown-up children, their adult children are not necessarily their caregivers, because they often live in other cities or even other countries. That's why our clients do need our support, protection, care, our sympathy. So, and that's why humanitarian aid and financial aid we provide them, so we help them. So it's so precious for them, and it's really life-saving for them, you have to understand. So our charitable fund is called charitable organization, International Charitable Fund, Action for Ukraine. So, and it was established through the efforts of Action for Post-Soviet Jewry. So, and we take care of more than 250 pensioners, as Debbie has already mentioned. So, and they reside in 15 plus communities all around Ukraine, and we try to respond to their needs, the needs they have, and so for us to be able to support our elders transparently, we started our charitable foundation, and in accordance with Ukrainian legislation, we registered it this January, last January already. So we opened the foreign currency account, and we have the seal of the organization, and our organization was entered in Ukrainian, all Ukrainian registrar. And Debbie has just shared information about the website, so about the new website. And so if you go there and go to Action for Ukraine page, so you can read the stories, really personal stories of our clients, so and a new logo of our organization, so and all the information about our coordinators and clients. And thanks to the fact that we officially work with our officially, so we can provide financial assistance to our clients, and we can also cover the expenses for the services we provide them, like we do through telehealth projects with the JMC, Jewish Medical Clinic. So we also have agreements signed with the mailing services, so that help us do all these shipments and like all kinds of deliveries of humanitarian aid. And as Debbie has already mentioned, so we are going to expand the number of the partners we collaborate with. So in 2023, our clients, especially in the first half of the year, so received a great number of humanitarian aid packages. Those were, underwear, warm and thermal underwear, and hand warmers and body warmers, and also vitamins and food, so dried food. Those were also lighters and flashlights and lanterns and many more, I don't know, so important things our elders couldn't afford to buy themselves, because as I've said, their pensions are really very low, their income is low. Besides, so our clients received power banks and lunch boxes. Not just ordinary lunch boxes, but the ones that can be heated without electricity. But the heat of the season was our heating vests. So firstly, most of our elders, our clients didn't even know they existed. So, and they were thrilled by those vests, so by thermal vests. And it was, for you to understand, so last winter we came through a very hard period. So we had blackouts. We had hours and hours when people sit without electricity, water supply, and heating, so and without light. And so thanks to these things, we sent to our clients, so we also send them blankets and other things. What I want to say, that people were thrilled, and they are, almost a year have passed, and they keep thanking us for what they received the year ago. So, and they value that support so much. Also, I would love to say that besides all these life-saving things, we also try to implement different initiatives, projects for our clients. So what I want to say, that it's not just humanitarian aid packages. So we also implement projects that help them maintain their mental health and financial also. Like Debbie has already mentioned it, but I would love to dwell more on it. So this year, before Hanukkah, we managed to revive warm houses initiative. So in Berdyansk and in Melitopol, these are cities that are now on the occupied by Russia territories. So our clients who live at those territories have no opportunity to lead, to celebrate Jewish holidays, to celebrate Shabbat, to just come together to celebrate, or just to come together. So, and we brought these people together, so gave them financial and literally physical opportunity to meet together, so to light Hanukkah and to remember this heroic history of Hanukkah. So, and people were thrilled. They were so happy. You don't even understand. So maybe it's hard to explain. So despite the fact that those people live on occupied territories, they covered their windows with heavy curtains. So for neither no neighbors or police, Russian police, like who were walking and watching everything like on the street, and it's kind of dangerous. It was kind of dangerous. So they closed everything, the doors and they lit Hanukkah and were singing in low voices Jewish Hanukkah songs, singing nigunim, and reading verses. And they were so much thrilled, and they had such a feeling of unity and I don't know, kind of relief. So, and they loved that opportunity. And Deb and I, so we're discussing that and said that we should help these people, so who should organize such meetings here, at least on Jewish holidays, because people really lose their connection to Jewish heritage, yes, so and lose their connection to Ukraine, yes, so because they, as I said, they are on occupied territories and they don't have internet, telephone connection, so and that was literally the only opportunity to come together and to meet, not to meet, but to see their Jewish friends again. So we will continue organizing such warm houses. Last year, we kicked off a new project, a telehealth project, together in partnership with JMC Center. So that is located in Dnipro. So today we will speak in more details on this project and on how it is evolving, how it is implemented. So, but I want to say, so as Debbie said, so this project has become more successful than we were expecting. So we thought it would have been just a pilot project, and then later we would spread it on other cities of Ukraine. But for you to know, so almost all the cities of Ukraine are now have already agreed to participate in this project or are already engaged in it and participate in it. So, and we are really proud to say that it's a very successful project, and thank you. And my special thanks to those who just invested or who helped to implement this project, this particular project. I would also love to say that we try to support not only our elders, our clients, but we also want to support our coordinators who work with our clients. Yeah. So that's why we decided to start a new project for them that is called Art Therapy. So this is the project, a 3-month project for our coordinators. So that will support them maintain their mental health, to have enough resources to help our clients. But besides, so in this February, we plan to start a separate group for our clients. Yeah, so another art therapy project. Yeah, just for you to understand, these are 2 separate projects, one for coordinators and one for our elders. So, again, well, I want to say a few words about coordinators. So, well, it's already a family, a team. So a great team that works, I don't know, with full understanding of one another. So they are great, kind, compassionate, loving, caring. So these are people who really care about their clients and are committed to what they do. So twice a month, we conduct kind of supervision meetings, so with our coordinators to see how to advance our projects. And besides, so semi-monthly, we twice a month, so we invite our coordinators to our meetings with Debbie, so and the members of advisory board. So, and these meetings help us be really responsive to the needs of our clients. So if you want, so I can talk, I can speak like a lot and long. So, but if you have any questions, I am ready to answer. So, well, I want to say that besides our clients, we just take care of. We also, at the beginning of the academic year, so in September, so we made a gift for our Jewish school and sent them gifts of children's backpacks that were packed with all kinds of, I don't know, things necessary for them, stationery and whatever. So children were thrilled, but their parents even more. So because it is always kind of a, it's kind of a challenge, yes, so to prepare a child to the next academic year, yeah, to buy everything, to find everything. So, and you see, and especially now when many parents are internally displaced, yeah, you see, so on the picture to the right is an elderly woman with a lunchbox, yeah, so, and so, on the left are children of one of the classes, so with the new backpacks. So, well, again, Ella says it's kind of very difficult, so to it's kind of a challenge, yes. So to buy everything you need for a child, especially if you have several children. So maybe I missed something. Oh yeah, not 500, but yes, 600 backpacks. Yes, David. So this is really, Alice, it's a really brief information about what we've been doing for the past year.
Good. So why don't we go straight into the presentation for telehealth, and then we can open it up for questions at the end.
Good afternoon. That's Alexander. And we also have Natalia Zazula, our neurologist, here with us. And so, and I want to express words of gratitude for this project. So these are elderly people we are taking care of. So, and these elderly people, so remotely, yeah, thanks to telehealth projects, so they have an opportunity to get like really professional medical assistance. And for this short period of time, we've had more than 120 medical consultations of a wide range of different professional experts. It's like more than 20 different like general practitioners and surgeons and psychotherapists and like dermatologists and like nutritionists. So yeah, and diabetes, we had consultation on diabetes, so, and cardiologists and endocrinologists and neurologists, and even we tried to help and organize a surgery. Yeah, so, and we did it. So, yeah, so, and it was, we made a case. Those were elderly people, so not only from Dnipro, those were people from Zoltye Vody, Kremenchuk, the people surrounding not far around Dnipro. So in this city, so Jewish life is not very robust, yeah, so, and it was kind of a bridge, yeah, so through, it was a bridge for them to like because our clients a bridge to their Jewish identity, because like all our clients knew that it's a Jewish organization, yes, so, and it helps our people. So, and these people were consulted, and so we help them also, like, I mean, when I say we, I say doctors, yes, so consulted our clients, and we just help them get necessary meds. So, and it's a great help, and we hope this project will expand. So, and the range of our consultations will expand. So, because the situation is that now, well, all the cities in Ukraine, are heavily attacked by Russia, and especially Dnipro is one of the air alerts happen like 7 or 8 times a day. Yeah, so missile attacks are regular, especially by the end of the year. You probably read from the news. Yeah, so like yesterday, Dnipro was hit by a missile. Yeah, so and was attacked. Thank God the missile was. Didn't hit the building, so but the pieces of it fall on the buildings, yes, and destroy the buildings. And like for you to understand that elderly people, they are really afraid of air alerts, of explosions. They're lonely, so they feel scared. But elderly people, so through this telehealth project, they feel this support and they feel cared. Yes, so and this is a really great opportunity. I would love to give a word to our Natalia Zazula. She's a neurologist. She works directly with our clients here, and I would love her to say a few words. Thank you. Thank you. So it's a difficult time for our elderly people. Yeah. And at such times, so for elderly people, it's really hard to go to the clinic. Yeah. So many clients have neurological problems. And some of them can't go there, can't get to the clinic physically. So, but still they need consultations or professional consultation, and that's so great for us to have this opportunity to give online consultations to such people. That's why, so we help people with Parkinson, with memory disorders, with cognitive disorders, with sleep disorders, with back pain, with different kinds of anxiety. Yes, so and hopefully, so this option, this possibility will be available for many more patients. So we are ready to provide as much help, I mean, like assistance, both physically and emotionally, and whatever you need. So we are happy to help you. Debbie, could you please unmute Alexander, because he's muted, and as he's speaking, I can't hear.
All
Thank
set.
you so much.
Yep, all set.
Oshana, yes. So our first kind of rehearsal, yes, of this remote help happened during the pandemic, during the COVID pandemic. So, and at that time, so we really helped a lot to our Jewish community elders. Yeah, so, and it was kind of, I would say, a pilot, not a project, but so diagnostics. Yeah, so we just had to, so we were ready to participate in this telehealth project. Yeah, so, and what I want to say that it justified itself completely. So the project is even has become more successful than we expected. And thanks to this online communication, people also improve their not only physical health, but also mental health. So, and they also, it helps us also help people urgently when they have really emergency needs. Yeah, so and often, so some of the clients come to us or call us, so speaking about the dose, yeah, so or the what meds to choose between, like if they have, for instance, several meds prescribed, yeah, so they know that they can call us, yeah, so and we will help them just choose between meds, or we will help them adjust something for their specific personal needs, and we are really happy and we are ready to expand. So, and we think that it is a really there is a cutting edge need in this project, and thank you so much. Thank you, Alexander. I want to add just a few words before, so Tatiana will start speaking. So I'm our telehealth project manager. I want to say that so we have a great number of billboards in our city advertising so and inviting people to GMC, I mean to Jewish Medical Clinic. So they just ordinary billboards, and they say, so it's an honest medicine. So, like, I want to tell you that this is not just a slogan, because we really, I really, from the bottom of my heart, want to say that GMC is one of the best, honest, and committed clinics. And I even called to Alexander so to express my thrill and gratitude, because doctors who work at that medical center are really mensch, I would say. They do it, they are really so honest and so committed and so, firstly, they are highly qualified professionals, and they are the best humans I've ever met. So I think that Tatiana, our telehealth project coordinator and manager, so we'll share more information with you. So on the number of consultations, sorry, just a second.
But before Tatiana,
uh,
okay. Before Tatiana hops in, I just wanted to say something quickly, because Alexandra hopped in before I had a chance to introduce him properly to everybody. But I wanted everybody to I don't know that everybody on the Zoom knows Alexander. He was on last year for our annual meeting, and he's the director of the Jewish Medical Center. He's clearly very humble and very gracious, but he is the director of the Jewish Medical Center. And the Jewish Medical Center started as a very small center in partnership with the Boston Kahila project. So many years ago, there was a project here in Boston with doctors here that worked in consultation with doctors in Dnipro, and they started this very small clinic. And now it has grown to this major state-of-the-art clinic in Dnipro with satellite offices and a rehab facility. And I can't even begin to describe the level of care that people get from the clinic, and it's all under Alexander's supervision. And so we are incredibly blessed to have this partnership. And Alexander was also very humble when he said that the telehealth was piloted during COVID. One of the things that was a challenge when we approached the medical center about doing our pilot is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alexander, but we during COVID, when the medical center started to do telehealth, they were doing telehealth for their patients, but mostly for their patients in Dnipro. And when we were asking to do telehealth, we were now starting to talk about doing telehealth for patients outside of Dnipro. And so that was a little bit different, because we weren't sure about what would happen if somebody needed to actually see somebody in person. And there was a lot more logistical background stuff that had to happen. They weren't patients of the medical center, so the medical center didn't have their paperwork, which is what Tatiana is going to talk a little bit about. There was all these other things that we had to figure out. And I can't say enough about the partnership with the Jewish Medical Center. I can't say enough about Alexander, and I cannot say enough about how wonderful the doctors have been to our elders, who are not always the most patient, and are not always have multiple needs, and are not always the most trusting or forthcoming when it comes to their medical care. So I wanted to put that out there before we move forward. So thank you, Alexander, both for all of what you're doing in Ukraine, but for being with us and sharing today as well. And with that, I am excited to introduce you to Tatiana, who has
wait, Debbie, before you introduce Tatiana, and again, before Tatiana starts speaking, Alexander wants to say to add just a word or two words. So yes, Jewish Medical Center, it has been operating for many years already. So, and I am happy to see people like Doris and some many other people. So the center started with the Lifshitz initiative. Today, we have more than 120 doctors. So on different, just working in different directions. We also have the day clinic, yeah, and we have rehab center, so that was opened a year ago, almost a year ago, last February. And and at the end of last August, we opened a new surgery department. So that is really, it doesn't miracles. You should understand. We have professionals who do such surgeries like in abdomen and breast and heart, and we are moving and we are moving to prosthetic medicine also, especially on femurs and on different kinds of, I don't know, knees and what else. So we hope that we will just be successful in prosthetic medicine as well. Prosthetic, like, so we will have the full range, like starting with operation to complete rehabilitation. Yes, so we will have the whole cycle. And thank you so much for your support and for trusting us. Now to Tatiana.
So I just want to say, Tatiana is also a blessing to us. And she'll explain a little bit, but she is really the magic sauce that gets the connection between our elders, our coordinators, our elders, and the doctors and the organization behind the Jewish Medical Center. And I don't even know how many hours a day she must spend on the phone to make all of that happen. So I'm sure she'll share what she does, a little bit of the statistics and maybe a story or two. But this works. I have to say, this telehealth project works mostly because of relationships, because the doctors at the Jewish Medical Center take time and have patience and build relationships with our elders who are not very trusting, because Tatiana takes time to talk with them, to follow up with them, to make phone calls, to make sure that they're getting on to what they need to get on to. It's a labor of love. It's not just about picking up the phone and getting on a Zoom call. There's really so much more behind it, which is what makes this work. So with that, Tatiana, why don't you start with a little bit about who you are and your background and how this project, how you are working this project.
So good afternoon to everyone. Да, слышно.
Yeah.
Just so everybody at home doesn't think they lost it, I think Alina's just talking right now.
I'm
Tat-
talking to Tatiana because there's got some kind of confusion between. Well, now Tatiana is muted. You see, I think by Shana or by Debbie.
No,
So,
she can unmute herself. I gave her
oh
code.
yeah, okay. So yeah, thank you so much. But she well, wait a second. Да. Да. Oh, okay. Sorry for the pause. Good afternoon to everyone. Firstly, I would like to express the words of gratitude to those people who were at the origin of this project, who helped kick off. I understand the need of this project because I'm on ongoing touch with people who do need this help, and I would like to say thank you, Debbie, and Ella especially for the amazing idea. So, and for their ability to implement it. So, and I would love to thank Director General Alexander Radinsky of GMC and Chief Administrator Tatiana of this medical center, because like this Tatiana is in direct touch with the Chief Administrator of GMC. And she's so committed and she's so responsible and she helps us arrange for all the meetings. So I would love to mention her, though she's not here with us. So I would love to also thank all the doctors. So, well, I don't know, on behalf of on our clients, because our clients are really thrilled with their care, understanding, their professionalism. Thank you so much. So also, I would love to thank all the coordinators. Ella has already mentioned our coordinators, but I would love to add more. I want to add to those to echo beautiful words said by Ella. So because those people are so caring and so have such a big heart, they know everything about their clients. And before I organize any consultation, so for a client, I firstly call to a coordinator who and coordinators know everything about their clients. They know whose problems I should prioritize, and in what case I should have to adult children of the elderly, of our elders, or to social workers. So they know everything. They know the environment of those people. So, and they know where to guide me. And so and they are really so caring. And every time after the consultation, they call me back. So they ask me about their results, the outcomes. So, and if we need some follow-up consultation, so they also call me back. So this project was kicked off in, it seems to me, the end of July 2023. And we already have 111 consultations and 76 people got medical advice, medical consultations. And there was one operation, a surgery. So, and as Tatiana says, remember Alexander said that they have just started, yes, their surgery department. And so I want to say that we are one of the first clients of their surgery department. So we had a man who had some problems with urological issues. So, and thanks to our project, so we helped Sergey, our client's name is Sergey, so solve the issue. So 22 people received consultations of 2, 3 and more doctors. And even now, before the meeting, I was calling to Uman, it's central Ukraine. So, and where a person was will get 4 consultations, like not simultaneously, but one after another. So some people receive follow-up consultations after they get some, I don't know, treatment or meds prescribed. So, I don't know, blood tests, etc. So after it, we organize a follow-up consultation for them. So, and what I want to say that our clients are really very good and obedient clients. So, and they do everything the doctors prescribe them. So, like for instance, the doctor said that they should take this or that drug for a week or 2, I don't know. So, and they do it. So they follow all the guidance. So. And I'm really happy with that. So because people really get good results. So Well, speaking about the range of our people, so we had 9 people around the age of 70. We have 50 people around 80 people, and we had 18 people. So I mean, who got medical consultations. The age very close to 90. So we have people like homebound and so, and they, as no one else probably, so need this project vitally because they can't, they have mobility issues and they can't go to the clinic. So we have a person, for instance, who was born in 1935. Yeah, so and the other person was born in 1934. Yeah, so she's just, Tatiana now is giving, and another woman, so is from elderly woman, was born also in 1930. So she was born in Mariupol, but then she moved to Kiev. She was evacuated to Kiev from Mariupol. You know the history of Mariupol, it was completely ruined. So like all of them are some of them are internally displaced all over Ukraine. So, and such people so do need medical consultation. They are old and exhausted and, well, such people, so I mean, even without war, so it would be difficult for them to go to see a doctor, because in summer, so the heat for them is unbearable. So in winter, it's slippery for them to walk. So that's why telehealth project, for you to understand, it's really a thrill for them. So because when I, for instance, for you to understand, when I call our clients and say, would you love to participate or to get a medical consultation? And they say, oh no, I will have to go somewhere. And then when I explain that they will not have to go anywhere, so they are really happy to participate. So we also have a number of people who were evacuated from Mariupol. And they are internally displaced all over Ukraine, and it is hard for them to find a family doctor. Yes, or to get, even if they are not weak or exhausted. So some of them say, oh, in Mariupol, it was so easy for us. So we knew what clinic we should go to, etc., etc. And here we are just strangers to the city or a town or whatever. So that's why, so again, so they loved this telehealth, they love this telehealth project for the opportunity not to go and look for, I don't know, so for a doctor who would be willing to help them. So, well, I already have mentioned the coordinators, but it seems to me, so I will just give the names for you to hear the names of people, of our heroes and heroines, so who are great coordinators, and I just love them because they are professionals and they are so caring. It's Ludmila from Kryvyi Rog. Such a compassionate and amazing woman, just unbelievably. So she knows their clients as their family members. Новомосковск, Алена Шаговцова. Павлоград, Ирина. Смела, Аркадий. Мариуполь, Алиса. And though Mariupol is, as you know, is fully occupied, so when I say Mariupol, these are about people who were evacuated from Mariupol, yes, so, and who are now residing in other cities of and towns of Ukraine. So, but well, not to take too much time, your time, I will just give you maybe a short story or maybe a few stories, so that might be interesting for you. Remember, I've already mentioned that our project is expanding, so, and it's kind of a, well, we had one man from Pavlograd, his name is Alexander. He got several medical consultations, so, but still, so I leave my telephone number to them, so just in case. And so a month has passed after the last consultation, and just maybe a month after his last consultation, he calls me and said that he got a really bad cold. And so we just found him a really good ear, nose, and throat specialist. And we helped him get a really good medical treatment. So what I want to say that it's not just it's not just formally that like someone gets sick, yeah, and you arrange for the consultation and then they kind of give a consultation and get rid of these people. No, they can just give the full guidance. They help these people, so they prescribe good, I don't know, meds and like provide follow-up consultations if necessary. Another woman got a consultation and a treatment. So, and she also asked me for another consultation, so of a dermatologist. And what I want to say, so this project is evolving, so, and it lives its own life, yeah? So it doesn't mean that a person got one consultation and she, I don't know, completely satisfied, leaves us alone, yeah? So, well, some people in a few weeks, for instance, after the consultation, so after they got prescribed some meds, so they call me and they say, well, I don't feel better. So I have been taking the meds for weeks and I don't feel better. So, and then, so I called to our coordinator in JMC, so, and the doctor sees a person, so, and they just modify the treatment. So, and then the person, so really gets better. So, another case, for instance, there was a man whose name is Arkady. So he operated before the war, and he was just swallowing a great number of antibiotics. So, and due to that, so extensive, he got some allergic problems, and he even got scabs on his scalp. So, and he needed the consultation with a dermatologist. So after that antibiotics self-treatment. So, and so you should understand that we provide people help, so on all kinds of different issues. Like, for instance, Zakharchenko Ekaterina from Kamenskaya, she in last August, at the beginning of the work of our project, she was consulted by a cardiologist because she needed a cardiac ultrasound, and she got it. So after that, she was prescribed the whole treatment. Then she had a follow-up consultation. So, and she received new recommendations. So, and so she is happy. So, and she believes that we will help her. So, and what I want to say, so I believe that this project will not just survive, yes, or I don't know, it is really sustainable and it should evolve because people believe that. We will keep helping them even in future if they get other health issues. Like, for instance, another woman who was consulted by an endocrinologist. She also was sent to a mammologist, and so we organized everything, all those consultations. Thanks again, my thanks to JMC, and she got endocrinology consultations, and she also saw a mammologist and got all the necessary tests. And we had a very special case. So there was a woman who said that she was so sick that she didn't know what to start with. But then she said that she wanted to see a neurologist because the missile exploded very close to her house, and she fell. Yeah, she not only mentally, yes, so was affected, but physically she fell and she got injured, and she was also mentally so much stressed that she said she was kind of getting crazy. So also we have a lot of people from Kryvyi Rog, yeah, so we have that is really attacked a lot by drones or missiles, and we help them see neurologists, therapists, because people have panic attacks, a really high level of anxiety, and all kinds of mental disorders. So this is the consultation, the range. Well, I have already mentioned a man, Sergey, who was operated successfully. Yeah. Well, so what else should I say? Well, I want to say that I stay in touch with Sergey and people like him, so on an ongoing basis. And
Thank you, Tatiana. Thank you so much. We can definitely see the wide range of people and issues and the level of care that's needed, and especially with the backdrop of the war, why this is so important. It's not just the chronic illnesses that people have, but then in addition to that, we have, you know, missiles going off and homes being shaken and people getting hurt, and there's all different levels of things that are both chronic and crisis oriented that's being dealt with. I think Alexander from Pulvogard is in a wheelchair, and the one that had the cold. So he's actually the reason why I initially I met him on my first trip in May of 2019 with Judy, and he was the reason why I first even started to think about telehealth services, because he had such a hard time even just getting out of his apartment. But this was before COVID and before the war, and I'm so grateful that he's now getting the healthcare that he truly needs. So I think Ella is going to introduce us to two people from Mariupol who were evacuated and have received some telehealth services for them to talk personally about the service and about their journey, about the service, and about why this has been so important to them.
Yesterday we have Igor and Dina. So they used to live in Mariupol, but now they had to move to Ivano-Frankivsk region. This is Western Ukraine. But they are part of our team, so you're welcome. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for inviting us to this meeting. So when we first heard about that agreement with telehealth, with medical center, so we got thrilled. So it's because I consulted both a gynecologist and other doctors. So Igor, a general practitioner, general health practitioner, consultants, and we really, so we are not very emotional. So I mean, in the words, but so I want to say that the level of expertise of doctors is really high, and we are so grateful to you. Igor wants to say a few words to what his wife. He says, I came from Mariupol as hello, everyone. So I'm grateful that you invited us to participate in this meeting, and we are grateful to you for that multiple help we've received from you. So, and we are so happy to participate in telehealth project. I also participated in this project. I was consulted by cardiologist, and he helped me a lot. So, so I mean, and also, so the doctor. I got a really very professional medical help, so consultation, so regarding issues I have. So thank you very much. So We wish you all kinds of successes, because your successes are our successes, your good outcomes are our, I don't know, our benefits and advantages. So we wish you all the best. Thank you so much, Elisa. Yeah, Elisa, thank you so much. So we're always ready to help you. So, and Igor says, yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. I know that we're kind of at the end of our meeting. We can stay on to answer questions, but I do want to I do want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Barbara Karchmer, Robert Gordon for the beginning part of the business meeting. Alexander for leading the Jewish Medical Center and telling us about the telehealth project, and everybody else that was part of the meeting today. You know, especially Galina, who bravely handled all of the technology and translations. Just a really big hand for Galina, and for Shauna, who behind the scenes kept everything running smoothly for us on this Zoom call. And Barbara, if you want to like officially close the meeting, we can officially close the meeting, and then I'll just keep the Zoom open if people want to stay for another 5 minutes or so and chat and ask some informal questions. How about that? I just want to be mindful of people's time.
Okay.
And
I'm actually very, very happy to be on something. I lost the internet about 15 minutes ago. So I switched my computer to my iPad and with help from my phone, and I'm back. But anyway, thank you to everyone who has joined the meeting. And I think we can officially close the annual meeting as Debbie has suggested. And then anyone who wants to stay on to ask questions, please feel free to do that. Thank you to all of you who participated in the meeting. It's really interesting to hear directly from the Ukrainians who participated, and to know a little more of what's going on. I think I will officially close the meeting now.
Thank you. And then Sana, if you can just show me the whole screen again, that way I can see if somebody has a question.
Yep, so that's in the control of the viewers. If they want to see everybody that is still on, they can click on the view button.
Debbie, I'm
right?
sorry. So there is a question, it seems, from Sharon. Yeah, how do the older adults? So do you want me to translate it for
Yes.
Ella? And yes, so and
so if anybody's not looking at the chat, the question is, how do the older adults manage the technology involved in using telehealth services? Who gives tech support and access to necessary devices? So that's a great question. That was one of the concerns and challenges that we had when we started telehealth. I'll start the answer, and then Ella, if you want to finish. One of the things that we're trying to do this year is get all of the coordinators' computers, because not all of the coordinators have viable computers or email addresses. Even just trying to get people, getting everybody onto the Zoom today, you needed an email address, and to register, not everybody could do that. So technology is a challenge. I would just say technology is a challenge. Ella, why don't you explain how it works with the telehealth project?
Okay, so well, this is a very right question. So not all our clients have have even devices or technologies or opportunities so to get consultations. But before we start, before we expand our project to the other city. Yes, so we create a survey. Yeah, And we so asked people if, for instance, if they don't have devices or if they are not good in technology. So we're asking if there are adult children or grandchildren or neighbors or whoever, yes, so to help this person. So I don't know, so get in touch with our doctors. So if none, so if they don't have either children or grandchildren or social workers, we ask our coordinators to come to the kind of assigned time, yes, so to our clients, yes, and with the help of our coordinators, we just do this medical consultations. But well, so you know that due to older age, well, some of our elders, some of our clients, so though they have telephones, they do not necessarily hear them. Yes, so we try. Really, we think that it is really helpful if there are adults next to them. And Tatiana says, I want to say that thanks to this project, they expand their technological IT skills, because a lot of my clients gradually learned how to use these new, I don't know, devices or apps or whatever. So the technology comes into their lives.
Are there any other questions that we can?
Так, если у кого-то есть...
I don't
Ой.
see any in the chat, but if anybody just wants to unmute or raise their hand. Shauna, I'm just confirming that people can unmute now.
Yes, yep, I gave
Okay.
everybody permission to unmute. I do not see any hands raised. I do not see anybody trying to communicate that is not able
Okay.
to.
All right, great. Then I think I'm going to say thank you to Ella and Tatiana and Galina and everybody on the call. Thank you so much for being here. You know, we can't do our work without all of you, and just with much gratitude. I hope for 2024 that will be more peaceful, more safe, more healthy for everybody, and a little less stressful for sure. Thank you so much. Sharon, it's nice to see your face. I don't think I've ever actually, I don't know when I have seen you and to see you. So thank you.
And we should all be thanking you so much for your dedicated work and amazing work.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a safe, snowy day for those of you here in the Boston area. Bye, everybody.